It just got here.
Luxury motorcoach company Vonlane promises to provide passengers with an experience that will rival a private jet for only $99. Join me on board to see what it's like.
Hello, jet setters. Right now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, on my way to Nashville, Tennessee. I'm traveling by bus, but not just any bus. This claims to be a private jet on wheels. But just how much comfort and convenience can you get on a bus? We'll keep watching to find out.
The trip is scheduled to take 4 hours and will cover just under 250 miles with no stops. We should arrive in Nashville at 3 o'clock following a noon departure from Atlanta.
This service offers a major advantage over flights. You see, we're leaving right from town, Buckhead. The bus picks up here at the Grand Hyatt, and we make our way to downtown Nashville. City center to city center is pretty nice.
My timing was fortunate because I happened to be in the waiting area when the inbound bus arrived. These passengers left Nashville at 6 o'clock Central Time this morning and were pulling into Atlanta just before 11 a.m. Eastern.
The bus is scheduled to depart at noon, and boarding is available 15 minutes before departure. But don't be late, because when the doors closed, you can't get on.
And at 11:45, without much fanfare, the door opened and the driver and attendant stepped out as passengers assembled. In order to board, we had to show a driver's license or a confirmation email, and with that, I stepped onto a private jet on wheels. My seat, 1C, was occupied by a backup driver, but he quickly moved his things as I explored the cabin. It's arranged in a 1-2 configuration, and the seats are made of a plush leather. In the back, there's a kitchenette, where the attendant prepares snacks, and on certain trips, like this one, readies meals. There's also a small toilet here, which we'll check out once we're on the road. There are two main reasons to choose seat 1C. First, the legroom. Second, the view. However, overhead storage is limited toward the front of the motor coach. We were on our way, right on time. I was offered a lap desk, which was helpful to work on. Now, there was power available at each seat, and Wi-Fi was also available, but wasn't very strong. There's a complete menu of catering and onboard amenities, some to keep and some to borrow. I was most intrigued by the lint brush, but seeing as I was not particularly linty, I didn't ask for it. Passengers were asked to remain seated for the first 15 minutes of the trip or until we reached the interstate. And we were also asked to keep calls to a minimum, but that if they were necessary to please use our library voices. Everyone seemed to honor that request during my time on board. There are also air vents above each seat, but the cabin was comfortable and I didn't feel the need to use it. I did get a screen cleaner since my laptop was in need of a wash. An attendant soon brought around a snack basket, and it was I that turned down a bag of potato chips. En routes in Texas, Vonlane serves beer, wine, and spirits. But on this route, the most extreme drinks were ginger ale or Red Bull. I'd wait until a little later in the trip for the Red Bull. Speaking of routes, Vonlane has been operating in Texas for a while now, but this city pair is new to the company. Vonlane promises its passengers more billable hours thanks to the opportunity for uninterrupted work on board. And only a few minutes into the journey, I'd reached inbox 0, so I turned off my laptop and opened up Netflix. As engrossing as Wall Street is, the views in front of me were far more distracting than Charlie Sheen's performance. After delivering our beverages, our attendant offered us a choice of a sandwich or a wrap. I chose to have a wrap and picked a chicken over the tofu. This is not exactly the caliber of food I think people eat on private jets, but I don't know for sure, and regardless, what it may have lacked in creativity, it more than made up for with flavor and, just as importantly, filling me up. I will say, following a meal with a chocolate and a warm towel, well, that does feel private jet to me. It's worth noting that not every trip is a so-called meal trip. Whether you get more than just the snack basket depends on the time of your departure. For the latest updates on that, check Vonlane's website, linked in the description below. I decided to check out the toilet. It's a really beautiful space. It's got everything you'd expect in a bathroom on a motor coach, and more in fact. This space really makes the one on the American Airlines bus look almost repulsive by comparison. I'll link to that video in the description below. For the remainder of our trip, the attendant was in the aisle on a regular basis, checking on us and offering more snacks or drinks. The level of service on Vonlane makes many airlines look almost indifferent to their passengers. Sure, this takes 4 hours, and a flight between these two cities may only be 40 minutes. But most of us don't live in airports, so the total travel time is much longer. So depending on your starting and ending location, this option can make a ton of sense. Booking a ticket online was easy, and again, it cost $99. I'd selected seat 1C for the views, but let's take a look around the coach at some other choices like seat 8A. The design is new to me. This tray looks more cumbersome than it is in practice. I successfully put it in place in no time and with no training. This leg rest folds out from a seat in front and provides solid comfort. While there's no doubt about it, I like 1C for the views it provides. If I were on board purely to get rest or work done, I'd pick one of the seats further back like this one. As we make our way into Nashville, it's time to rate this experience using the unscientific and completely subjective Jebscore. We'll consider the lounge, the seat, the food, the entertainment, and the service first. Though there's no lounge, I think the choice Vonlane made to select upmarket hotels as departure and arrival points in this route was a good one. There was plenty of food around the neighborhood, and it was easy to find a comfortable place to sit in or around the hotel. And they're all in central locations. 3 stars here. The seat was comfortable. Even though I said I'd pick another seat next time, I have nothing but good things to say about 1C. Each of these seats are plush and comfortable. They're not as distinctive as the seats on the jet bus. They're worth a solid 4 stars. The food was perfectly pleasant, and because there was so much of it, I saw the snack basket at least 4 times during our trip. It earns 4 stars. The entertainment was limited to the limited Wi-Fi, which unfortunately only earns 2 stars, I'm afraid. Finally, the service was some of the best I've experienced on any mode of transportation. Now, it is worth noting that at the time I took it, this was a new to Vonlane route, which meant there were 2 attendants on board since one was in training. But that's why I always say this is a subjective rating system based on my own singular experiences. And this one earns 5 stars. So that leaves Vonlane service from Atlanta to Nashville with 18 out of a possible 25 stars.
Sometime I'm going to arrive here in Nashville by a means other than a bus. If you want to see the last time I did it on the Napaway, click here. But between now and the next time, see you on the move. So I wonder if the bus is scheduled to leave from here at Grand Hyatt at noon. The bus is scheduled to leave from here at noon. I'm scheduled to depart at noon from here. Still about 45 minutes to boarding, and I'm just sitting here. Frankly, this is most of what being a YouTuber is.